Hello everybody, this is Rita the Shadow again. Welcome. So today we are continuing from last episode that is about how to type you someone else, and today we are doing the CSJ Type Grid, and I still think it's going to be too long, so I will leave the additional comments for next time, and also I will actually explain how to use the type grid, and I will go over the why afterwards because some people may be in a hurry to know. So yeah, but I would still recommend stay for the background because it will give you more tools, more keywords you can use when you are actually trying to type someone. But to just understand how it works, I will go over that first. So here's the CSJ Type Grid. So the main goal is to break things down into different parts we can make a Boolean decisions on, and that is the value of the interaction styles. So because the interaction style not only because with introverts and extroverts is a good division, but it's not precise enough because you still get your 8 types of extroverts and 8 types of introverts. So the 4 interaction styles divide the extrovert and introvert both into movement and control type. So one extrovert and one introvert belong to the control, and one extrovert and one introvert type belong to the movement type. So then you can have a more precise division, which you can then use to make a decision later. And the next thing is the Plato's 4 temperaments, because the 4 temperament is also doing the same thing, but with a different way. So if you look down here in the table or the graph below, the cooperative is about doing what is right, utilitarian doing what works, so what is right, what works, and concrete talks about reality, and the abstract talk about the ideas. So as you can see, if you group these two together, you get a type, and these two you get a type, these two you get a type, and these two you get a sorry, not a type, but a particular temperament. And interestingly enough, because you see the abstract is kind of related to intuition, right? So that is N, and concrete is kind of related to sensing, and correlative, which C.S. Joseph called affiliative, is also kind of is about FE, but I put a question mark here because it's not completely just FE, but yeah. And this one, utilitarian, pragmatic here, also kind of TE, what TE is about, but not completely. So this means, interesting, that means the 4 temperament is roughly equated to the cognitive functions. And if you look at this 4 temperament here, so it means that the guardians are the SJs, and this one are the SPs, and this is the NFs, because intuitive and affiliative, right? And this one is the NTs. So there's our connection. So this is how we use the type grid. And because we are dividing everything into a Boolean decision, so are you a corrective person or you are a utilitarian person? Are you an abstract or concrete? Are you in charge or starter or a background or finisher? Or you first decide, are you a movement or control type? And then you find, are you an extrovert or introvert? So it's, because our brain is all about duality, and that's why dividing things into binary makes sense, and that's why I think this method works. And also so anyways, so here's the typing table. So as you can see, so this is the type grid from CS Joseph. I just combine more information in here. So if you know, like me for example, so am I an extrovert or introvert? I'm definitely not an extrovert. I'm definitely an introvert. Okay, so am I a movement or control type? Well, when I was young, I think I'm more in the background, just in my head and not doing much, but now it's like, become my own person and live by myself and have a day job. And so now I am more about, when I set a goal, like when I have a goal in mind, while I may not have all the details, I get things started, and we get things started and we try to follow through until the end. So the trouble is getting started. So sometimes we have start launch syndrome, failure to launch syndrome. And so definitely a movement type, because once we start, we are on the go. And okay, so next is, am I a corrective or utilitarian? I am definitely leaning towards corrective. And am I a concrete or abstract? Do I talk about the reality or ideas more? As you can see, I talk about ideas more, and a corrective. That means I'm an idealist. So it means the only type I can be is the INFJ. So it's like this, you narrow down into your own type, on the contrary, if you have someone who is more, a more stern person and more structure based, they like to have things done in a proper way and have a they're always talking about doing things properly and telling people how to do things properly. So that means they are probably a guardian, and they are kind of a structure in charge kind of person. So it means that they can only be an ESTJ, for example. So this is how you use the type grid. And so and okay, so the next part is just talking about the background. So where does the interaction style come from? So the interaction style is like is developed by the person called Linda Barons, and she is a psychologist, actually has a PhD, and you can look up on her website. She talk about herself and the interaction styles, and she's, you know, the type grid interaction style from C.S. Joseph is also developed by her, and so yeah, so and she is like using a behavioral psychology approach to come up with the interaction style by observing a holistic pattern between the human interaction. And I'm not selling the books here, but I'm just letting you know the references if you are interested. And I also referenced the 16 Personality website and C.S. Joseph YouTube channel. So these are the main reference for this video. So yeah. So what are the 4 interaction styles? So the first one is the structure or in charge. They are the EST and ENJs. So they are the people that get things done through people, and they like to get, their goal, their drive, motivation is to get an achievable result. And they are all about monitoring, control, supervising, and mobilizing people. They are very result focused, on task, on target, on time. So very time conscious people, and very structured and controlled kind of people. So, and they act quickly, hate wasting time, and backtrack. So they notice what's not working and become aware of what needs to be adjusted. And they do like to adjust people by, by telling them what to do. So these are the bosses, basically. And these ones are, get things going. So the starter types. So they like to persuade and involve other people, drive to get and embrace the result, to get a result that can get everybody involved. And they are the facilitator and catalyst. They are inspire others to move into action. So this one is a bit more bossy, like telling you, and this one is motivating you, inspire you. So you can kind of tell these two apart by how they talk. Sometimes how they talk to you and how they talk to other people, how they talk with their subordinates or colleagues. And they are interactive, expressive, upbeat, very enthusiastic sometimes, excitement, contagious, engaging. These are the keywords, and you can explore options, possibilities, discover new ideas, and share insights. So, and the next one is the finisher or the chart the course type. So they are the type that has like to have a course of action to follow. So they want to have a goal, and their drive is to get a desired result, a goal or milestones. And they know what to do, and they keep things on track. Refer to having an idea, prefer so as I said before, like to know what's about to happen before they happen. Sorry about the small text, by the way. And they identify the process to reach a goal. They think about how to reach a goal and identify a plan, but the plan is not the goal. So it's not a strict plan, like the plan is adjustable. So the plan is a means to the end to get a desired result. And the plan gets informed and deliberate decisions based on analysis and outlining, and conceptualize and foresee what needs to be done and adjust the plan to get a desired result. So that is the chart course type or the finisher type. So, and here's behind the scene, so the background type, and they are kind of like a keeper of their own area in a way, because they want to get the best result possible and try to get an integrated result. Understanding and working with the process to create a positive outcome. And they see value in many different contributions and consult outside input to make decisions and integrate various information, scores, information sources, and accommodate different points of view. Producing, sustaining, defining, clarifying, these are the kind of people they like to do. And they prefer to take time to gain support and reach a consensus or refine results as much as possible. So these are the behind the scene type. So yeah. And next we are talking about the 4 temperaments, and before that we're going to the history of the 4 temperaments. So the 4 temperaments is like another holistic view of behavior patterns. And it is also, it started since ancient times, basically, from Hippocrates or the Plato, I'm not sure. Anyway, so one of these 2 people come up with it, or both. And those are, let me see if I can English properly. Choleric, and phlegmatic, and melancholic, sanguine. So these are the 4 temperaments defined, and I won't explain this one too much, but yeah, just for your information. And in the Middle Age, we have, Philippus Paracelsus. He also defined it. I assume it's he defined the 4 spirits. Those are the nymphs, sieves, gnomes, and salamanders, which is kind of correlate to these ones respectively, if you can believe it. In modern day, through the contribution of, German psychologists and this guy, and then Linda Behrens from the 4 interaction style, she also continued the work, and these are the 4 temperaments that has been identified: catalyst, theorist, stabilizer, improviser, and which correlated to the stabilizers are the SJs, which are the sentinels in the 16 personality website, and improviser or SP, which is called explorer from here, or called artisans in the other one. And this one, NTs were the analysts or the intellectuals, and catalysts and NF, diplomats or the idealists. So yeah. So that are the 4 temperaments. Excuse me. So the 4 temperament patterns, the keywords related to them. So the guardians are called the stabilizers. They have good logistical skills, and they're all about fitting in, membership, responsibility, accountability, predictability. And they are generous, serving, duty-based, establishing and maintaining standard of operation. standard operation procedure, and protect and serve, guard and warn, so like the policemen, the military, and look to the past and tradition, trust in authority, want stability, conventional comparison, association, a bit serious, like very stern kind of personality, and concerned, fatalistic sometimes, ensure people at the right place at the right amount, quality assurance and timely, so business, commerce, military, emergency services. Those are guardian temperament. And the next one, we have the artisans, which are called improvisers. They have good tactical skills, like the people, the ground commanders, and they like to have freedom to choose what to do, and impactful, get results, bold, impressive, stimulation, spontaneous, excited, optimistic, absorbing action, present focused, the here and now, and adventure seeking, so trust, impulse, luck, and ability to react to situations. So yeah, they are the master of improvisation, and noticing and describing rich details and seeking relevant information. They don't mind moving, festivals, games, and they are also kind of natural navigators, finding their own way. So yeah. So I think they are like the adventure team leader, kind of, and seize opportunities, gifted tacticians, on-the-ground decision, drawn to work that has or require variations, like has the work that require you to improvise, are the kind of work they really enjoy and strive in, and responsiveness. So these are the artisans. And the next one, we have this intellectual called theorists. They have good strategic skills. So whereas this one is like the ground commanders, this one would be like the generals, kind of. So the strategic generals, and this one is like logistic generals. So yeah, anyway, so seeking knowledge, competence, achieve mastery, expertise to understand how things work, theory oriented, conditional and relative, infinite, trust logic and reasoning, rationale, to have for everything, skeptical, calm. And they think in difference. Like I said, the brain is all about duality and delineating, categorizing, definition, structures, functions, precision in thought and language, planning for long term, inventing, designing, independent thinking, gravitate towards technology and science, engineering, strategy in social or physical science. So these are the theorists. They are also called intellectuals. And the last one, you have the idealists, which are called the catalysts. They have good diplomatic skills. So they are very, they want to be authentic, benevolent, empathetic, idealistic, identifying meaning, significance. They value relationship and they seek potentials and drawn to coaching, teaching, counseling, and communicating kind of work. They are intuitive, imaginative, impression, metaphors, and they think in terms of integration. So if the intellectual is about duality, This one is about integration. So this one is about the brain, and this one is of the heart. It's the integration. And similarities, look for the universals. So yeah, again, integrations. So these are the 4 temperaments. And I think I'll do this next, I mean, how to prevent mistyping in another video. But I want to give you guys some examples. So yeah, so you know, as I said before, behind the scene, they are like kind of guardians in their own way. So INFP is like the guardian of morality, and example of that is like, well, Elizabeth Meyer from Myers-Briggs was an INFP, and yeah, there are a lot of INFPs in the history, and then there are the INTP is more so. So if INFP is about like moral values and feelings, and INTP would be more about keeper of logic and wisdom. So INTP, keeper of knowledge, ideas, and wisdom. So yeah, the INTP, the scientist, Albert Einstein, that kind of thing. And ISFP are the nature-loving people, or the artists, the keeper of nature, kind of. So they, you know, they, that's why they are the druids. So they are, you know, they are there to protect the environment and the hippies. So these ones and these ones also. And ISFJ, the knight, as we said before, you know, the emergency service, the soldiers and firemen, that kind of thing. Well, not only, but yeah. And ISTJ, librarians, ISTP, the blacksmith, engineering officer in the starship, INTJ, you know. So these two are the superhero or supervillains. So INTJ, superhero example, Doctor Strange. Supervillain example, Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes, or Ian Skulgon from Overlord, if you have seen the anime. INFJ, so hero for superhero example, well, more like real life heroes, so Jesus and Gandhi, and Carl Jung, and villain example, so Breaker of Chains, Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. I mean, she's kind of both, I guess. But if you want to say like becoming a villain, yes. And ESFJ, in a party. So these are the party people, I guess. So in a party, you know, make sure everybody have drinks and food. And this one is like the party people. They're always having fun, very fun-loving people. And this one is party people, but also party pooper, depending on, you know, if they, sometimes they want to, because some people annoys them, or just giving them the truth, but become a puppy pooping in a way. And oh, by the way, and this is C.S. Joseph's type. And next one we have the ENFP who are also party people if they remember to come to the party, and also yeah, and if they're not in another party already, and like they're also good salesmen. So yeah. And next one, this one, so on top, as I said before, the bosses, and this one is like the kind of nagging mom or auntie. It's like always making sure everybody is behaving properly. Properly in a sense like no one's feeling is getting hurt, and you know, being nice. And this one is like also require everybody to be, you know, behaving properly, but they are more about, you know, doing things very precisely and very timely. So, and they like to tell you what to do. So these are, yeah, and these are the bosses that so these are the, if this is the boss that tells you what to do because they are picky, these are the bosses like as long as you give them what they want, they don't care. Yeah. So that is the difference between these two bosses, and they like to give instruction as well, but it's like more big goal oriented instructions, and this one is precise instruction. So sometimes you need these two bosses working together to have a good management relationship with the subordinates. And this one, so if these three can work together, that'll be best. And these ones are the high school bullies, but they are also bros who come to the stranger's aid because they are in the football team, and or they have taken a few MMA lessons, or they are MMA practitioner. So a very physical kind of people and alpha male kind of person, but not only alpha male, I should say alpha male or alpha female. So yeah, so that is the examples that can help you find out. So yeah, and if you missed out the first video, I recommend you if because everybody have different preference. If this method is not for you, you can try other methods. And yeah, and in type test, I didn't just only give you the list of tests, I also give like comments for different tests that I have identified and how that you might use them to find your type or someone else's as well. And so yeah, that's all for this video, and thank you for watching, and next time we'll cover this. Yeah, okay, thank you, bye.